Musical is under production. It's going to debut March 11th and 13th, and it is Peter Pan.
Okay, very good. That will take off on March 11th, so to speak. John Reith is the coach for Roy Hart. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen, from Roy Hart. We turn to the team in the center this evening, Wilson Spencer, Hurricane Spencer. Would you tell us a little bit about what's going on? Or about yourself, please.
I'm Spencer Hain. I'm a junior from Wilson. This is my first year doing Scholastic Bowl, and I really enjoy reading sci-fi and fantasy books.
My name is Brianna. I'm a junior at Wilson. I'm in the National Honor Society. I'm on this team, and I enjoy lots of stuff.
Hi, I'm Max Ferry. I'm a junior at Wilson. I'm also on the National Honor Society. I play tennis and golf. I'm an active chorus member, and in my free time, I enjoy poker, auctioneering, and writing short stories. And a quick shout-out to my friends Thomas Carr and Carps.
Hi, I'm Trey. I'm a junior at Wilson. I'm the captain of the varsity track team, and this is my second year on Scholastic Bowl.
Very good. Brianna, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Wilson.
Will do. We've got tons of fancy and wonderful stuff coming up this week, as it is Snow Coming Week, which is like homecoming with snow for Wilson. Tomorrow we have wrestling at Albion at 6. Friday we have girls basketball versus CSAT at 4:30 and boys basketball at CSAT at 4:30. We've got a middle school production of Annie Jr. coming up. Our Wilson Varsity girls basketball won their 51st consecutive league game, and hockey team plays tomorrow at 8 o'clock versus St. Joe's.
So if there had been no snow like there was in December, would you still have a winter homecoming?
I think so. Okay. They just like it that way.
All right. Thank you, Brianna, and thank you, Wilson. Wilson is coached by Sean Nevins. Thank you very much, and good luck, ladies and gentlemen, from Wilson. And now, the third of our three teams this evening, competing from Medina, last year's champions, and the two-time champions, 2 consecutive championships. Tyler, would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, listeners. My name is Tyler Waldrop. I'm a senior at Medina High School. I just finished a Vanilla Frosty. It was pretty good.
Hi, I'm Aiden Kay. I'm the captain of the WLVL team, and I am a junior at Medina High School. I also think that John Kelly should play tonight with his eyes closed and one arm tied behind his back.
Hi, I'm John Kelly. I'm a senior at Medina, and sure.
And I'm Nick Bogan. I'm a junior at Medina High School, and this is my first year in Scholastic Bowl, and I also had a Frosty.
Very good. Well, I wish Wendy's were sponsoring tonight. They'd have a good time. There was a guy named Bobby Riggs who played tennis who used to chain himself to a chair when he would play other people. So that, just to let you know, that has happened before, but not in Scholastic Bowl. Aiden, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Medina.
So tonight our girls basketball team is taking on Newfane at home at 5 and 6:30. Tomorrow our boys swimming team is at Roy Hart at 4:30. And Medina and Lindenville are still working on the musical Guys and Dolls. Comes out March 10th.
Okay, very good. And the coach for Medina, Jeffrey Dole, thank you very much, and good luck this evening, Medina. We will come back to the first round of Scholastic Bowl shortly after we listen to our sponsors, our great sponsors for sponsoring this evening. You're listening to Scholastic Bowl in Lockport on 1340 WLVL and WLVL.com.
Recess is over. Time to get back to the trivia. It's Scholastic Bowl on Hometown 1340 WLVL.
And we are back to Scholastic Bowl. Our competition this evening will include 4 rounds. The first round will be 5-point buzzer questions. The second round will be a 15-point audio question. Round 3, a category round. And round 4, a 10-point buzzer round. There are no penalties at any time for wrong answers, so the players are encouraged to try, even if they're not quite sure, completely sure to try, and guess. And you listening at home can also guess, too, although we won't be able to hear you as loudly as the players here. All right, 9 minutes for the first round, 5 points every time they get a question right. After 3, the coaches will remind me of when they have a bonus opportunity, and they will have the chance for a 15-point bonus. Hands on buzzers. Ron, ready for 9 minutes, and scorers are ready. Here we go with our first question for match number 8. Worth 5 points. The tidal creek that once separated the island from the mainland has been filled in, making the area a peninsula. Name this beach resort and amusement center of South Brooklyn. Brianna, Wilson.
Coney Island?
Coney Island is correct. 5 points for Wilson. An attacker surrendered after a shooting and armed standoff where in Colorado Springs recently? Brianna, Wilson.
Planned Parenthood?
That's correct. 5 points for Wilson. Cubans trying to get to the U.S. had been flying to Ecuador without getting visas and then traveling north through Central America. Thousands were stranded after they were refused entry into which nation on Costa Rica's northern border? John from Medina.
Belize.
No, good guess. Will, Roy Hart.
Guatemala.
No. Anybody from Wilson? Trey, Wilson.
Florida Keys.
Nicaragua. Open to all three teams. Hillary Clinton testified at a public hearing of the House Committee investigating the attacks in Benghazi, Libya. In what year did these attacks take place? This is John from Medina.
2011.
Incorrect. Anybody from Wilson or Roy Hart? Brianna Wilson.
2014.
No. Roy Hart? Ben?
2010.
No, 2012. You guys were close. Open to all three teams. The country of Niger is on which continent? Aiden from Medina.
Africa.
That is correct. 5 points. By the way, the attack over the weekend was in a country right next to Niger. Leaves of the eucalyptus tree provided food for which animal? Aiden, Medina.
Koala.
Koala is correct. 5 points for Medina. What U.S. city had the first Chinatown? Brianna Wilson.
Los Angeles.
Incorrect. John from Medina.
New York.
No. Will, Roy Hart.
San Francisco.
San Francisco is correct. 5 points for Roy Hart. William Willett, who lived near London, is credited with proposing to Parliament something that was adopted in the U.S. during the 1940s. He proposed setting the clock forward 20 minutes. This is John from Medina.
Daylight saving time.
That is correct, and I'm glad you said saving because technically that is the correct answer. 5 points for Medina and a bonus opportunity. You may confer, but only Aiden may answer for 15 points. Medina. This republic is composed of over 7,000 islands in the South Pacific. It was once ruled by Spain, then by the United States, and finally became independent in 1946. Name it.
Oh, the Philippines.
The Philippines.
That is correct. 15 points for Medina. Open to all three teams. In what war was the United States engaged in the 1840s? Tyler from Medina.
Mexican-American War?
Just the Mexican War. That's right. 5 points for Medina. Choice. Sassafras is a flavor similar to which of these? Cola, Loganberry, cherry, or root beer? Brianna Wilson.
Root beer.
Root beer is correct. 5 points for Wilson, and you have a chance for a 15-point bonus. Not a Frosty, but a root beer. Given the name of a continent, Wilson, name the second largest country on it. We're talking size, not population. The continent is South America, the second largest country on it in terms of size.
Brazil. No, Brazil's the largest.
Or no, Argentina.
Either Chile or Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina it is. 15 points for Wilson. Open to all three teams for 5 points. Identify the World War II general known as the Desert Fox. This is Aiden from Medina.
Erwin Rommel.
That is correct, of Germany. 5 points for Medina. Choice. A pinch or a dash of something is less than... Okay, Brianna, you don't need the choice. Go.
Teaspoon.
Not what I'm looking for. Aiden from Medina.
A tablespoon.
Not what I'm looking for. Roy Hart's going to wait and listen to me read. Choice. A pinch or a dash of something is less than an eighth of a cup, a quarter of a cup, a half of a cup, or a third of a cup. Ben, give it a shot.
A third of a cup.
It's an eighth of a cup. Open to all three teams. Which of these was not nominated for Best Picture at this year's Academy Awards? Was it The Revenant, Mad Max Fury Road, Star Wars The Force Awakens, or The Martian? Which was not? Brianna Wilson.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Incorrect. B. Roy Hart.
Star Wars The Force Awakens.
That is correct. 5 points for Roy Hart. Although it did get some other nominations. 2 small U.S. naval vessels wandered into this country's waters, resulting in the day-long detention of 9 male and 1 female sailor. Name the country. Brianna Wilson.
Somalia.
Incorrect. Anybody from Roy Hart or Medina? John, Medina.
Vietnam.
Incorrect. Anybody from Roy Hart? No conferring. The answer is Iran. Iran. Who, for all three teams, who is the current U.S. Secretary of State? Brianna Wilson.
John Kerry.
John Kerry is correct. 5 points for Wilson. In liquid measure, how many cups are in a gallon? Roy Hart, Ben.
Okay, 32.
Incorrect. Anybody from Wilson or Medina? Max Wilson.
8.
Incorrect. Medina, Aiden?
16.
16 is correct. 5 points for Medina. And a bonus. You may confer, but only Aiden may answer. Medina, which U.S. president smoked 20 to 25 cigars a day?
Oh, I think it was Cleveland.
Cleveland. You think it's Cleveland?
I think it's Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Ulysses S. Grant. No extra points for Medina. Back to the 5-pointers. What is the monetary unit of the Netherlands? Aiden.
Euro.
That is correct. 5 points for Medina. The word function is a noun. The word functional is what part of speech? Aiden, Medina.
Adjective.
That is correct. 5 points for Medina. A form of matter in which a unit cell of atoms is arranged regularly in all directions. This is Aiden from Medina.
Solid.
Incorrect. A form of matter in which a unit cell of atoms is arranged regularly in all directions to form a repeating network is generally known as what? Wilson or Roy Hart? Will, Roy Hart.
Crystal.
A crystal is correct. 5 points for Roy Hart. Bonus opportunity for Roy Hart. You may confer, but only Ben may answer. Would you please identify the state where this volcano is found? Lassen Peak, Lassen.
California.
California is correct. 15 points for Roy Hart. Open to all three teams. What is the term for an injury in which a bone is forced out of its... Brianna, Roy Hart. Okay. Brianna Wilson.
Compound fracture.
Not what I'm looking for. Medina, what is the term for an injury in which a bone is forced out of its normal position in a joint? Aiden, Medina.
Dislocation.
That's correct. 5 points for Medina. And a bonus. You may confer, but only Aiden may answer. Medina, what is the greatest common divisor of 77 and 91? The greatest common divisor of 77 and 91.
11. It's not 3. Is it 7? Go for it. 7.
7 is correct. 15 points for Medina. Open to all three teams. How many eighth notes can there be in a measure of 4/4 music? Ben, Roy Hart.
8.
8. Good for the trombonist. 5 points for Roy Hart. What grammatical term describes a group of words or a sentence that contains a subject and a verb? Brianna, Roy Hart.
Compound sentence.
Not what I'm looking for. Tyler, Medina.
Clause?
A clause is what I'm looking for. 5 points for Medina. And that will conclude the first round of play here. The action has been going fast and furious. We'll do the scores in a second as soon as we come back from this commercial break. You are listening to Scholastic Bowl on 1340 WLVL and WLVL.com.
Class is back in session. Welcome back to Scholastic Bowl on Hometown 1340 WLVL. Now, let's get back to the action.
Okay, here are the scores at the end of the first round. We have Wilson with 35 and Roy Hart with 35, and we have Medina in the lead with 80. So based on the rules that we have, we go left to right. Roy Hart will get to play the audio question first. Round 2 is an audio question round worth 15 points based on history, current events, music, sports, and whatever else Ray Sherman wants to come up with. Once again, there's no penalty for a wrong answer. We do have 3 prepared, so at this point, Ben, you can tell us what you would like, 1, 2, or 3.
I'm feeling good about number 3.
Number 3. He's got the headphones on. Ron, let's go.
On this day in 1916, a bunch of amateurs got together at Taplow Club in New York City. After this gathering was over, the PGA was formed. What is the PGA?
It's a golfing league, professional golfing league.
I need the complete name.
The Professional Golfers Association.
That is correct. 15 points for Roy Hart. PGA is the Professional Golfers Association. 15 points for Roy Hart. That gives Wilson a chance to come up and also to attempt to equal Roy Hart. And Max is coming over down Route 425 and over to the WLVL studios with his headphones on. He's going to pick from numbers 1 or 2.
1.
Number 1, Ron.
Just recently, the Powerball reached a record-breaking over $1 billion. Now, it was reported that there was 3 big winners. No, I wasn't one of them. Okay, these rich people came from which states? Can you name 2 of the 3 states?
Illinois and California.
California is one of them. The Powerball winners came from California, Florida, and Tennessee. All right, no extra points for Wilson. Good try. And now we have Medina coming up. Aiden is going to sally forth through the studio minefield here on his way. Coming through the heart of Lockport. And you get the choice of number 2 or number 2, Aiden.
I guess I'll take what I can get.
All right, number 2, Ron, please.
Botany is the study of what? Can you tell me?
Plants.
Botany is the study of plants. 15 points for Medina. Okay, we are done with the audio round. We will take a commercial break. We are coming back to Scholastic Bowl, the category round shortly. This is 1340 WLVL Lockport.
Recess is over. Time to get back to the trivia. It's Scholastic Bowl on Hometown 1340 WLVL.
Scores after round 2, we have Wilson with 35, Roy Hart with 50, and Medina with 95. That means Wilson gets to pick first in the category round. In the category round, we have 10 questions worth 10 points each, and they will have 60 seconds to answer as many of those 10 as they can. Mr. Pass questions will be thrown into a buzzer makeup round. If a team gets all 10 right, they get a 25-point bonus. You may confer, but only your captain may answer. And here are the categories for you, Wilson, and also for the other teams. Hodgepodge, Civil War, Measurement, and Alaska.
Hodgepodge or measurements.
Are we feeling hodgepodge team? Is this a good general consensus? Good job.
Sure.
Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge, which is potpourri and Jeopardy and whatever else. Okay, 10 questions that could be on almost anything, probably will be on just about anything. All right, again, if you don't know the answer, you may pass. Any passed or missed questions, we'll go back into a buzzer makeup round in a couple of minutes. All right, here we go, Wilson. 60 seconds from the time I finish reading the first question under Hodgepodge. To expand a window to fit the desktop is called what?
Full size? Full screen?
I'll accept that. It's maximize. What homophone means high-strung or shelters for camping?
Pass.
What U.S. state is known for its 21 missions?
Pass.
The steel room in a bank for the safekeeping of money and valuables is called what?
Vault.
Correct. What kind of bears live in Antarctica?
Polar bears.
Polar bears.
Incorrect. What word designates the official records kept at a meeting?
Documentation, I don't know.
Pass.
Okay. What symbol found over the 4 on keyboards indicates currency?
Dollar symbol.
Dollar symbol.
That is correct. What is the military marching command to reverse?
About face.
Correct. All right. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 correct for Wilson. We had a couple that we missed and a couple that we didn't get to, so we'll throw those open into the buzzer makeup round shortly. Okay, we go next to Roy Hart. Roy Hart, you have your choice of Civil War, Measurement, or Alaska. What is your pleasure, Ben?
Measurement.
Okay, Measurement it is. 60 seconds on Measurement. You're going to tell me whether each unit measures weight, distance, or volume. All right, 60 seconds from now. Micron.
Weight.
Incorrect. Pint.
Volume.
Correct. League. L-E-A-G-U-E.
Distance.
Correct. Peck.
It's a weight.
Incorrect. Light year.
Distance.
Correct. Carat.
Weight.
That is correct. Barrel.
Volume.
Correct. Milliliter.
Volume.
Correct. Fathom.
Distance.
Correct. Shekel.
A weight.
That is correct. I think they threw that in so you wouldn't get all 10 right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right for Roy Hart as we wait for the vaunted clock to tick down here. Okay, so we will go into the last question here for the category. You have your choice, Medina, of either Civil War or Alaska. What are you thinking, Aiden?
Civil War. Yes.
Civil War it is. 10 questions on Civil War. Alaska will come back another day. 60 seconds, 10 questions on Civil War for Medina. You may confer, but Aiden is your captain. Here we go. What were the southern states called during the Civil War?
Confederacy.
That's correct, the Confederate States of America. Hostilities began with an attack on which U.S. military? That is correct. What was the first capital city of the South?
Richmond.
Incorrect. Who was the military commander of the South?
Robert E. Lee.
That is correct. Which military leader eventually led the North to victory?
Ulysses S. Grant.
Grant.
Correct. The South's northward advance ended at this battle.
Gettysburg.
Correct. Which general captured Atlanta and marched to the sea?
Yep, Sherman.
Correct. What executive order did Abraham Lincoln issue on January 1st, 1863?
Emancipation Proclamation.
Correct. What line symbolized the boundary between Dixie and the Northeast states?
The Mason-Dixon line.
Mason-Dixon line.
Correct. Identify the site of Lee's surrender.
The courthouse. What is that one?
Annapolis.
Appropriate courthouse.
Incorrect. Okay, you guys had 8 right. That's a good job. 8 right. And we will now go to the buzzer makeup round. And the category is hodgepodge. What homophone means high-strung or Nick from Medina?
Tense.
Yes, T-E-N-T-S or T-E-N-S-E. 10 for Medina. Which John, Medina?
Utah.
Incorrect. Which U.S. state is known for having 21 missions? Max Wilson.
Massachusetts.
Incorrect. Anybody on Roy Hart? No conferring on this one. Ben?
California.
California is correct. My stepdaughters just gave me a book on this. 10 points. Who knew it would come in handy tonight? What kind of bears will Roy Hart?
None.
None is correct. One of those good old trick questions. 10 points for Roy Hart. And the questions we didn't get to here. The overlapping pieces of material on roofs are called what? This is Roy Hart, Ben.
Shingles.
Shingles is correct. 10 points for Roy Hart. If you're using a single yoke, you're getting ready to connect how many oxen? This is Brianna Wilson.
2.
2 is correct. Very good. And now the category is measurement, and we've got Aiden who's going to measure up with this one.
Distance.
Right. Micron measures distance, 10 for Medina. Peck. Aiden, Medina.
Volume.
Volume is correct, 10 points, a bushel and a peck. That was it for measurement. Civil War, only one, actually 2 here. John, Medina.
Courthouse.
Not what I'm looking for the first question. Brianna Wilson.
Appomattox Courthouse.
Incorrect. I'm looking for the first capital city of the South, Roy Hart. Ben?
Montgomery.
Montgomery, Alabama is correct, 10 points. And now, Aiden for Medina.
Appomattox Courthouse.
Not what I'm looking for. All right, we have to get it right, pronounced correctly. It's Appomattox, and the Virginians would be very upset if we didn't. Okay, that will take care of the category round. Good job, everybody. We'll tally up the scores, take a quick commercial break, and you are listening to Scholastic Bowl on 1340 WLVL Lockport.
Class is back in session. Welcome back to Scholastic Bowl on Hometown 1340 WLVL. Now, let's get back to the action.
Oh, we're just having a good old time here at WLVL Studios. If you only knew, Wilson has 85 points as we enter the last round. Roy Hart with 170, Medina with 205. And here is how the fourth round works. It's a buzzer round once again. And each question is worth 10 points. We like to call this the double jeopardy round. Every time a team gets one right this time, they get a chance for a 20-point bonus question. The questions tend to be a little bit harder in these rounds, which is okay. And we're ready. Hands on buzzers. Ron, 6 minutes for this round. Score is ready, and here we go. Name any one of the 3 national parks in Washington State. Any one. Max Wilson.
Lincoln Memorial.
Incorrect. Roy Hart, Ben.
Mount Rainier National Park.
Yes, and the other are North Cascades and Olympic. 10 points for Roy Hart and a 20-point bonus opportunity. Roy Hart, in 1953, Mount Everest was finally conquered by 2 mountain climbers. One of them was New Zealand's Sir Edmund Hillary. Who was the other?
William Scott.
A Sherpa from Nepal named Tenzing Norgay. No extra points for Roy Hart. We go back to the 10-point questions open to all 3 teams. Name the nation located between France and the Netherlands which has a border on the Strait of Dover. Aiden from Medina.
Belgium.
Belgium is correct. 10 points for Medina and a 20-point bonus question. Medina, the first water pipes in the United States were made of... This is a bonus question, I'm sorry. The first water pipes in the United States were made of what, Medina?
Lead.
Logs, which were fire charred or board. Spencer, did you know that? Okay. All right. No extra points for Medina. Brownie points for Spencer. Here we go. Open to all 3 teams. Energy obtained by tapping underground reservoirs of heat, usually near... this is Spencer from Wilson.
Geothermal.
Geothermal is correct. Wait for I recognize your school. 10 points for Wilson and a 20-point bonus opportunity. You may confer, but only Brianna may answer. Wilson, for the death of which national figure did the Liberty Bell crack while it was tolling in 1835?
Salesman, I think.
National figure.
Oh.
So let's go for Liberty Bell. Paul Revere? Would that be good? Paul Revere?
Chief Justice John Marshall passed away then, 1835. No extra points for Wilson. We go back to the 10-point round for each of the 3 teams. Give the date 1990 in Roman numerals. Aiden, our local resident Roman numeral person.
MCMXC.
Yes! 10 points for Medina. And a 20-point bonus. You may confer, but only Aiden may answer. A strong, close-woven fabric often used for raincoats, named because it was made in Avignon, a papal residence, is called what? This is a bonus question. Sorry, Brianna. This is for Medina.
Maybe in Avignon, papal vestment or something.
You said nylon?
Yeah. Nylon?
Yeah.
Poplin. Poplin. No extra points for Medina. Back to the 10-point questions. Which company, the former owner of Tops Markets, recently announced the closing of 2 warehouse distribution facilities in western New York? This is Aiden from Medina.
Walmart?
Incorrect. Anybody from Wilson or Roy Hart? Brianna Wilson.
Wegmans?
Incorrect. Anybody from Roy Hart? The answer is Ahold, A-H-O-L-D. They used to own Tops. Open to all 3 teams. U.S. Ambassador Joseph Grew once cabled to the American Secretary of State Cordell Hull in November that what nation might be planning a secret attack on U.S. positions? This is Brianna Wilson.
Japan?
Japan is correct. 10 points for Wilson. 20-point bonus opportunity. You may confer, Wilson, but only Brianna may answer. Give the idiom from the clue that I will offer. It contains the word wool in it. Rough and uncivilized. What is an expression that means rough and uncivilized and has wool in the expression?
Woolly?
Half of it's right. It's wild and woolly, just like this contest. Wild and woolly. No extra points for Wilson. Open to all 3 teams. As reflected in her style, American artist Mary Cassatt studied with Impressionists in what city? John, Medina. Paris is correct. 10 points for Medina and a 20-point bonus question. You may confer, Medina, but only Aiden may answer. In ancient days of Greece and Rome, it was believed that certain women could read men's minds, interpret dreams, and foretell the future. One of these tellers of the future was called a what?
Oracle.
Sibyl is what I'm looking for, S-I-B-Y-L. No extra points there. Open to all three teams. Name the quadrant of a Cartesian plane other than the first quadrant in which the following statement would be true. The tangent and the cotangent are both positive. Brianna Wilson.
Third.
Third quadrant is correct. 10 points for Wilson. 20-point bonus. Wilson, you may confer, but Brianna is your answer. The first decade of the 20th century was the most intense for immigration as the United States greeted nearly 9 million newcomers from abroad. Name the top 4 countries sending the most immigrants between 1901 and 1910. The series stops with your first incorrect guess.
Southern, Eastern.
Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland, Italy. This is the early 1900s.
So this.
Answer, please, Brianna.
Give me one. Okay. Ireland, Italy, China, and Spain.
The answers are Austria-Hungary, Italy, Russia, and Great Britain. Not bad. You got a couple of them right. Open to all three teams for 10 points. The Emperor's personal army was the only army. Okay, we'll do that another day. You have reached the end of the fourth round. It's time for us to tally up the scores, time for our players to catch their breaths, and the time for our sponsors to be able to present themselves. You are listening to Scholastic Bowl, 1340 WLVL Lockport.
Recess is over. Time to get back to the trivia. It's Scholastic Bowl on Hometown 1340 WLVL.
Trivia and some subject questions as well. Here are the final scores this evening. In third place was Wilson with 115 points. In second place was Roy Hart with 180 points. And our winners this evening, Medina, with a score of 235 points. So that will give Medina 10 points for the season. Roy Hart has 14 and Wilson has 5. And each time they get first place is 5, second is third, and third place is 1. There are 27 matches, and each team will be playing at least 8 times this year, so there are plenty of chances for point opportunities. I would like to thank Ron in the booth for all his fine sound work, and as well as our sponsors, Curbs Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Dr. Kenneth P. Curbs, the Bank of Akron, Tops Friendly Markets, and the Buffalo Medical Group with Dr. Aries Helm at the helm. We would like to thank you, our loyal audience, for listening. If you're on your way home from work or wherever, or listening at home, thank you very much. It's great to hear from you. We'd like to ask you to tune in again tomorrow night when our 9th contest will feature at 5:15 North Tonawanda, Lewiston Porter, and Star Point. On behalf of WLVL, this is Dave Schambach wishing everybody a pleasant good evening. We'll have a musical interlude followed by WGRZ TV news next, followed by the Lockport High School basketball game at approximately 6:30. Thank you very much, folks. Have a pleasant good evening.